again. This is part two of um, non attachment, okay? So, okay, non attachment, what is that? That is being in a relationship and not being attached emotionally to the point where you have unfounded fear or anxiety or jealousy or that you possess the person. That's not attachment. Attachment is the opposite of what I just said. You're possessive, you're clingy, um, you have the fear of losing a person. You should, non attachment is such a good place to be because, like, regardless of how things work, you should be okay. No one is your happiness. You are your happiness, first and foremost. That is what non attachment is. You become your own happiness. You don't depend on no one else to make you happy. You are very comfortable with being alone. If anything will present itself to where a person is not respecting your boundaries in a relationship, non attachment will give you the freedom to walk away, not because, you hate the person, but because you love you and you choose you. All right, there's three people here. There was four. Okay, there's four again. Can you please smash that like button? Please and thank you. When I first learned about non attachment, it was when I first was on my journey and I spiritually awakened. And I will always hear like these, high conscious gurus always talk about the reason why you're in pain, the reason why you're hurting, and it hurts so bad is because you're emotionally attached. Well, it is normal for us to have some type of attachment to our partners. Even a baby, when a baby is born, is dependent and has an attachment to its parents. And so we are all interconnected. We are all interdependent upon one another. That is just the way the cycle of life goes. However, in a relationship, it becomes unhealthy when we can't function without the other person, when we can't live our lives as status quo and go with the natural ebb and flow unless this person is a part of our lives. It doesn't mean that you love this person any less, but it just means that you should find your own fulfillment within self, whether you're with someone or whether you're in a relationship. Um, a non attachment relationship is not about how much a person loves you, but it's about the way that they love you. A person can love you so much deeply within their heart, but they can hurt you by their actions or their inactions. Let's say this again. A person can love you rather deeply within their own self, within their own heart, but they can hurt you by their actions or their inactions. When you practice non attachment, you should love a person just the way that they are. Now, I'm not saying that there are not, extenuating circumstances where a person does have to make adjustments and change, because we cannot go into new relationships treating our new partners the way that we treated our old partners, because remember, that shit didn't work. Whether it was on your end or that person's end, you still have baggage that you have to unpack. You still have, old paradigms that you need to shift. You have things you have to overcome because it takes two to tango. All right? Oftentimes, more than not, when relationships end, once we are out of those relationships, we always go back to what we could have done different, right? Especially if you are a conscious or an awakened person, you always go into that place of retrospection or introspection where you're just going within and you're saying to yourself, you know what? When that person did this to me, I should have just walked away. I should not have instigated that argument, and I should not have entertained that quarrel. I should have just went with my first mind. I should have just walked away Because if I would have, we could have still been together today. How many times have you done that? How many times have you, realized your part and your role in a particular situation that could have been avoided had you not had that emotional charge and that attachment to the situation where you felt like you had to be right at all costs? Sometimes just walking away or just keeping your mouth shut can save a relationship. So, um, again, practicing non attachment is really the safest way for you to protect you mentally and to protect you emotionally, and especially for you guys that are involved in twin flame relationships. Never get so attached to the point to where if you feel that the relationship will end tomorrow that you would be devastated. Life goes on, okay? And you should always be so comfortable within yourself that no matter what happens, that you're okay, that you are your complete and your whole self, no matter what, right? When you were born alone, you're gonna die alone, and that's the mentality that you have to have. You know what? This journey is not for the meek of hearts. You do have to have thick skin. You really have to be strong. And you have to know that you're never alone. Even if you are alone, that you're never alone. Your spiritual team is always around you. You may have children that live in the house with you, okay? You may go to work and you may have your coworkers that you can form a bond with, or friends that you can go out with to try to keep your mind off of your loneliness. But no one is really ever alone, okay? That is just our mind psyching us. And our mind likes to psych us out a lot. And you're not supposed to give in. Like I was telling you guys earlier on the first take, you are no thing. You're not your body, you're not your mind, you're not your thoughts, you're not who you thought you were 5 years ago. We are constantly in motion of evolving. That will is set in motion. We are constantly evolving, we are constantly changing. We are never the same. We can never remain the same. Even the people that we talk about, oh, they are still the same. They ain't changed. Trust me, there is some form of fashion of them about them that has changed. You probably just haven't acknowledged it. But we can't remain the same because that's just not the way that the cycle of life is set up. All of us are constantly changing, whether it's for the good or whether it's for the bad. And, you hear so many people talk in the, conscious community about non attachment. It's real. It's a place where we all should be, to where we love who we love. But when it comes to our boundaries being overstepped, that we don't allow them to push the limits. Who's here? How come I ain't seen nobody yet? It's 6 people. Nobody commented. I'm just chatting. I'm going, you know what, you guys, it seems like I'm talking to myself when I don't have no interaction. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm human too. I like to have that human interaction. I like that kineticism where we're exchanging energy, you guys. That's part of your karma. Good karma is exchanging energy. I'm giving this information for free. I'm not charging you. I just need to have some interaction here because, I mean, shoot, I get bored too. I'm just sitting here just talking. Nobody's saying nothing. I don't even know who's watching. All I see is 6 people. And far as I know, I got some haters now. Okay, I must be stepping up in the world. It could be 6 haters watching me. How do I know? I'm just saying, y'all. Make it make sense for me too. Who's out there? Right now, I know that I'm 6 hours ahead of you guys. Hey, beautiful. Namaste. I love you too. I didn't mean to go into the negative, but you guys, I've had a lot of negativity, um, thrown at me. So I'm just trying to be cautious for myself as well. How you doing, beautiful? I love you too. Aww. Who else is on here? Why y'all? 2 people dropped off. It's okay. I got 4 people that still love me. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Yeah, so when you are in a relationship and you're awakening, that is the first thing that you want to practice. And it's a protection. For real. Right? I'm glad. Thank you so much. And then for the people that are going to come back for the replay, it's good. Hi, sister. Hello. Hey, I'm glad I got you. I'm glad I got you back. I'm glad you're on this second part of non attachment. You know, I feel like another part, I hear a lot of people give talks about non attachment. I read about it, on a regular basis from time to time, just so I can just make sure that I'm in congruency with where I want to be on my path and on my journey. And it reminds me of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee said that in order for us to be able to take on new things and to learn new things, we have to become an empty container. Pour yourself out. If you're always pouring yourself out, you can always fill yourself back up. Oh, I love you too. I'm getting so much love on this live tonight. You guys, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. For real. I'm you guys just don't know. I'm really elated. I'm very, very elated. And this love, I truly do feel it from both of my sisters. Thank you so much. But Bruce Lee was right. We have to become empty containers. We have to pour ourselves out because really we know nothing at all. When we think that we know something, life changes on us and shows us something totally different, right? So we really don't know what we thought we knew after all. And that's just the way life is. You as an entertainer in a relationship, I understand that. You gotta have two entertainers, right? It can't just be one sided. I totally agree. And I know how that feels. Baby, why did you have to throw that one up here? Can you. Baby. Hold on one second. Can you put it on my side of the closet? Why does it feel like something spilled out of it? Please and thank you. That's your girl. Now I'm your girl, huh? So, what was I going to? Um, I was going somewhere with this Bruce Lee thing, and then, things that they don't talk about. Okay, with the non attachment, like when you pull yourself out, like you're opening yourself up to receive, right? And you're always like just renewing yourself each and every day as you um, pull yourself out and try to like not recycle old emotions, but try to reinvent new emotions in the relationship. What do you guys think? For real. The people that we are in relationships with, they are our best teachers because they reflect back to us perfectly, either who we want to continue to interact with or what type of relationships we don't want. You see, the most important thing in a relationship when it comes to practicing non attachment is setting boundaries. Let the person know what you will tolerate as opposed to what you won't tolerate. Because if not, people often overstep boundaries. So that's a part of practicing non attachment too. What I was saying is about emptying out your emotions. Like, forget about how long you knew the person. I know a lot of times people find themselves trapped in situations because they be like, oh my God, we got a history. We've been together for a very long time. Yeah, but is that person respecting the boundaries still? Do they value the relationship as much as you value the relationship to not do you a certain type of way, right? So boundaries is key. That's one thing I would say. Secondly, I learned when I awakened is the non-attachment first, and then setting boundaries, and then I would say third would be meditation, and how very paramount that is, like emptying your mind, letting things go, and just kind of like being in the moment with source, so that way you can be connected. I mean, really, honestly, I say put that first. The last, I mean, I didn't mean, I'm not saying anything in any particular order anyway, but the fact that I put it last, I really feel like that should be the first one. Meditation. Because with meditation, it just helps for you to just be connected. It helps you to focus on your focus and to clear your mental. Because a lot of times in a relationship, we lose our identity. All right. Self identity is very important too. And that's the reason why you would need to continuously be connected to source, because you can never lose who you are when you're connected to the source, because Mother, Father, God is constantly always reminding us of who we are and what our potential is. And even what our potential is in a relationship. How many times have God told you to leave someone or leave a situation and you stayed only to make matters worse? Because if God tells you to leave a situation, trust me, it's never going to get any better if you stay. It's only going to get progressively worse. So you always want to make sure that you're listening to that inner voice. If God says stay, stay. If God says leave, leave. But never ever, try to use your own judgment and crowd out the voice of God, because that's when you find yourself in attachment and you're attached to the wrong person, and you end up getting, emotionally and physically sometimes and mentally abused. People that are in, the non attachment relationships are very conscious individuals where they don't possess each other. And there's no room for narcissism, you see, because you guys are consciously choosing each other. Every day you wake up and you know that's the best feeling in the world, is to wake up every day next to someone who consciously chooses to be with you, who doesn't have a need for you, but just wants you, right? Because in non-attachment relationships, no one needs the other person. Like, in order for that person's survival, they don't need you, you don't need them. You guys are just consciously choosing each other because you are free to be with one another, right? Baby, I'm coming. My husband gave me a thumbs up. Did you hear me, my love? So, um, that's it. That's something that you should actively practice. That's something that you should want for yourself, because it helps you to evolve quicker, and it also helps you to dodge disappointments, because expectation breeds disappointments. When you expect someone to be a certain way or to do a certain thing or to say a certain thing, all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure. But if you're just free within your own self and you get from yourself what you expect from the other person, then you can never go wrong. And one thing that my son even said to me a week ago, I was talking to him on the phone, and he was like, Mommy, you can't expect just to get one thing from one person. You got to get, a little bit of love from every person that's in your life. That's showing gratitude. That's showing the universe that you're grateful for the individuals outside of just, one particular love interest or one particular person. And it's so true. That's again along with non attachment. When you know that the love that you seek is out there seeking you, and it's not from one individual but for many, then you find yourself in a better headspace mentally. Because I know a lot of people that are attached are very depressed. And it seems like no matter who they're with, they can never become happy. They can never become satisfied. And the reason why is because they don't realize that they're looking for something outside of themselves, and that they truly possess the very thing that they're looking for. All right, for those that just came on, please smash that like button and thank you. So, again, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, call it a night. It's been real. I hope you guys gained something, learned something from what I'm saying. This is just not, me talking to you and being colloquial. This is really something that has helped me in my relationships, that has helped me on my journey, my soul journey, is non-attachment, just being okay with however and whatever happens and not being attached to the outcome. All right. So, for those of you that are in your relationships that may be struggling, don't paint a picture of how you think that it should be. Hold space for the person, allow them to make the necessary adjustments that they need to make. Be patient. And as I'm saying this to you guys, I'm also saying this to myself. Nobody's perfect. No matter who you're in a relationship with, you're always going to be putting up with something. Trust me, you're always going to be putting up with something. You're always going to be settling for something. And I don't like to use that word, but in all honesty, that's what you're doing. You settle for someone, or you compromise. Let's say that. Let's take settle away. You compromise. Settle just sounds so 3D. And in a non-attachment relationship, you don't have that 3D love-based dynamic. It's very spiritual. It feels good. It's non-draining, and it's healing. Okay? You're not looking for this person to heal you. You're not looking for this person to build you up. It's just something that is along, it comes along with the territory. It's it's a byproduct. And that's what's so amazing about being in a relationship where there's no attachment, is because you both are at that place, in that headspace where you can be each other's company, but you can be your own company at the same time. All right, you guys. As I promised, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for helping me grow my channel, the likes, the comments, the interactions, all of that. That means so much. Yes. We are always constantly learning, Sister Sandra. And that's one thing that's inevitable. We can never escape it. All right. So thank you. I love you guys so much. Peaceful rejuvenations through the night. Thank you for your interactions. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your love, your support, and your energy. Namaste.